Every single morning, millions of Americans swallow a handful of colorful pills, convinced they are buying insurance for their health. If you are over 40, you've likely been told that a daily multivitamin is the secret to staying sharp, energetic, and young. But here is the cold, hard truth that the $50 billion supplement industry spent decades hiding from you. You are likely paying for the most expensive urine in the world. I am Dr. Jonathan Caldwell, and today we are stripping away the marketing labels to reveal the great vitamin scam. For the 40-plus body, the rules of biology have changed. Your metabolism isn't just slowing down, your internal filtration system is becoming more selective. Yet, we continue to dump synthetic, poorly sourced chemicals into our systems, hoping for a miracle. Most of what you find on the shelves of your local pharmacy isn't medicine. It's industrial waste compressed into a tablet. We're talking about fillers like titanium dioxide, talc, and artificial colors that trigger the very inflammation you're trying to prevent. Before we dive into the specific pills that might actually be clogging your arteries instead of cleaning them, I have to ask, which supplement have you spent the most money on, only to feel absolutely no difference? Write the name of that vitamin in the comments right now. Your transparency helps this community realize they aren't alone in this marketing trap. And if you're ready to stop being a customer and start being a healthy human again, hit that like button and subscribe. This channel is about the evidence the big corporations don't want you to see. The reality is that synthetic is not a substitute for systemic. A pill cannot fix a broken lifestyle, but worse than that, many of these supplements are literally fighting each other inside your gut. In this video, I'm going to show you why your one a day is a chemical battlefield, which natural supplements are linked to heart calcification, and the only 3 things you actually need to survive the next 40 years. We are moving past the hype and into the science of what your cells actually crave. Let's start with the biggest lie in the pharmacy aisle, the multivitamin. The centerpiece of this $50 billion scam is the one-a-day multivitamin. It's the ultimate marketing masterstroke, the promise that you can offset a high-stress career, poor sleep, and a processed diet with one single pill. But for the over 40 body, this isn't just ineffective, it's biological nonsense. Your gut is a highly sophisticated gatekeeper, and when you dump 30 different synthetic ingredients into it at once, you create a chemical traffic jam. Think about the basic chemistry. In these mass-produced tablets, you'll often find iron and calcium side by side. In nature, these minerals are rivals. They compete for the same absorption pathways. When they hit your small intestine together, they bind to each other, ensuring that you absorb almost none of either. You're literally paying to have these nutrients cancel each other out. Worse yet, most of these vitamins use the cheapest possible forms, like magnesium oxide or cyanocobalamin. These are low-grade synthetic derivatives that your liver struggles to process and your cells barely recognize. They aren't fuel, they are a burden on your filtration system. I want to know, how many pills are currently sitting in your kitchen cabinet? Is it 3, 5, or more than 10? Drop that number in the comments. I'm curious to see how many of us have fallen into the more is better trap. If you think it's time for some honesty in the supplement aisle, make sure you've hit that like button. Subscribing to this channel is your first step in taking back control from the marketers who want you to stay confused. The industry counts on your fear of missing out. They want you to believe that if you don't have every letter of the alphabet in your daily dose, your health will collapse. But as we age past 40, the goal isn't more, it's precision. By trying to cover every base with a generic multivitamin, you are likely missing the high-dose, high-quality nutrients your heart and brain actually need to prevent decline. We aren't just wasting money, we are wasting the window of opportunity to actually strengthen our foundations. Now, let's move to the supplements that aren't just useless but potentially dangerous for your arteries. Now we have to talk about the most dangerous word in the supplement industry: natural. Just because a substance is found in nature doesn't mean it belongs in a concentrated pill in your 40-plus body. Take calcium, for example. Millions of Americans over 40 take calcium supplements religiously, fearing bone loss as they age. But here is the cardiological nightmare. When you take a large dose of elemental calcium, your body doesn't always know where to put it. Instead of strengthening your skeleton, that calcium can end up in your soft tissues, specifically your coronary arteries. This is what we call vascular calcification. You are essentially turning your flexible, healthy blood vessels into rigid pipes of stone. Studies have shown a significant link between high-dose calcium supplementation and an increased risk of heart attacks in adults. Your heart doesn't need a rock-hard shell. It needs a clear pathway for blood. The same goes for vitamin E. For years, it was marketed as the ultimate antioxidant for your skin and heart. But large-scale clinical trials have suggested that high doses of synthetic vitamin E may actually increase the risk of heart failure and certain types of cancer. We are playing a high-stakes game of chemistry with our organs, and most of us are losing. Have you ever had a doctor actually check your calcium levels or your heart's calcium score before telling you to take a supplement? If you feel like the medical industry is just pushing pills without doing the math, hit that like button. And tell me in the comments, did you start taking supplements because a doctor told you to, or because you saw an ad that made you feel old? Sharing your story is how we break the cycle of fear-based marketing. If you haven't subscribed yet, you're missing out on the survival guide for the second half of your life. The supplement giants count on you not reading the fine print. They want you to believe that more is better, but in your 40s and 50s, more often leads to systemic toxicity. Your kidneys and liver are already working overtime to manage the stresses of modern life. They don't need the extra burden of processing isolated, high-dose synthetics that your body wasn't designed to handle in pill form. We aren't just flushing money away, we are potentially scarring our internal systems. But the deception goes even deeper than the vitamins themselves. Let's look at what else is hiding inside those healthy capsules. The label on the front of your vitamin bottle says pure and natural. But the fine print on the back tells a much darker story. For the 40-plus body, inflammation is the primary driver of aging, and yet the very supplements you take to stay healthy are often loaded with inflammatory triggers. Open your cabinet and look for other ingredients. You will likely see titanium dioxide, a whitening agent used in industrial paint, or magnesium stearate and talc, which are used as flow agents to keep factory machines running smoothly. These aren't nutrients, they are industrial lubricants that your gut has to struggle to break down. When you hit 40, your intestinal lining becomes more sensitive. These synthetic fillers and artificial dyes, yellow 6, red 40, can trigger leaky gut symptoms that you mistake for just getting older. You feel bloated, fatigued, and foggy, never realizing that your daily health pill is the source of the irritation. The supplement industry in America is notoriously underregulated. Unlike prescription drugs, these companies don't have to prove their pills actually dissolve in your stomach or contain what the label claims. You could be swallowing compressed sawdust and synthetic binders that pass straight through your system without ever hitting your bloodstream. I want to know, have you ever actually read the other ingredients list on your vitamins? Go check your bottle right now and tell me in the comments if you see titanium dioxide or silicon dioxide listed. It's time we hold these companies accountable for what they are putting in our bodies. If you think transparency in the supplement world is long overdue, hit that like button. And if you're tired of the medical industrial complex treating you like a profit margin, make sure you are subscribed. This is where we take the power back. The industry thrives on filler culture. It is cheaper for them to pack a capsule with junk than to provide high bioavailability nutrients. For a 40-year-old trying to maintain peak performance, these fillers are like putting low-grade, dirty fuel into a high-performance engine. You might think you're saving money by buying the giant bottle at the warehouse club, but you are actually paying to poison your microbiome. We need to stop being consumers and start being investigators. Now that you know what to avoid, let's talk about the only 3 things that actually deserve a place on your nightstand. After stripping away the $50 billion marketing facade, we are left with a simple truth. Your body over 40 doesn't need a chemical explosion. It needs surgical precision. If you want to stop wasting money and start protecting your heart and brain, you only need 3 things that are nearly impossible to get from the modern American diet. I call these the real 3. First is magnesium. In your 40s, stress is your primary silent killer, and magnesium is the mineral that keeps your nervous system from redlining. It regulates your heart rhythm and your blood pressure, yet 70% of us are dangerously deficient. But don't buy the cheap oxide version. It's just a laxative. You need magnesium glycinate or malate for actual cellular absorption. Second is the combination of vitamin D3 and K2. Think of D3 as the general of your immune system, but it has a dangerous sidekick if it's alone. Without K2, that D3 can actually pull calcium into your arteries. K2 is the traffic cop that tells the calcium to stay out of your heart and go into your bones where it belongs. Finally, you need high-quality omega-3s, not the rancid fish oil pills that smell like a shipyard, but IFOS certified high EPA oil. This is the structural fat your brain is made of. After 40, your brain literally starts to shrink if it doesn't have enough of this liquid gold to fight off neuroinflammation. These aren't just vitamins, they are the biological foundations for the second half of your life. I want to know, are you already taking any of these 3, or are you still stuck on the multivitamin treadmill? Tell me your daily routine in the comments. I'm looking for the most efficient health stacks to feature in a future video. If this no-nonsense approach to supplements is what you've been looking for, hit that like button. And if you're tired of the bro science and corporate lies, make sure you've hit subscribe. We're building a community of people who refuse to be fooled by a fancy label. The supplement industry wants you to believe that more is better because more sells more bottles. But for the 40-plus professional, less is more. By focusing on these 3 high bioavailability nutrients, you are giving your liver and kidneys a break while finally feeding your mitochondria the fuel they actually recognize. We aren't just taking pills anymore, we are optimizing a high-performance machine. But even the best supplements won't save you if you're ignoring the one thing that's more powerful than any pharmacy. Let's wrap this up with the ultimate health hack that costs exactly $0. The ultimate irony of the $50 billion supplement industry is that the most powerful pill for your 40-plus body doesn't come in a plastic bottle, and it doesn't cost a dime. It's called real food. We have become so obsessed with hacking our health with synthetic powders and capsules that we've forgotten that our DNA hasn't changed in 10,000 years. Your cells don't want a chemically isolated version of vitamin C. They want the complex matrix of phytonutrients found in a real orange. They don't want a proprietary blend of greens. They want the fiber and nitrates found in actual spinach. When you hit 40, your body stops being a disposable machine and starts being a refined one. You cannot out-supplement a diet of processed oils, refined sugars, and liquid calories. If you take the $50 a month you're currently spending on that great vitamin scam and spend it on high-quality pasture-raised eggs, wild-caught fish, or organic cruciferous vegetables, You will see a transformation that no multivitamin on earth can provide. You'll feel the brain fog lift, your joints stop aching, and your energy stabilize, not because of a miracle pill, but because you finally gave your mitochondria the fuel they were designed to burn. I want to hear from you one last time. What is the one supplement you are going to stop buying today after watching this? Tell me in the comments. Let's hold each other accountable to stop wasting our hard-earned money on marketing lies. If this video saved you a trip to the pharmacy and a few $100s this year, hit that like button. And if you're ready to join a movement of people over 40 who are taking their health back from the corporations, make sure you are subscribed. We are just getting started. The supplement giants want you to stay in the customer phase forever, always looking for the next magic bottle. But true health in your 40s and 50s is about removing the junk, not adding more pills. The real three we discussed are your foundation, but your lifestyle is the skyscraper you build on top of it. Stop being a passive consumer of health and start being an active architect of your longevity. I'm Dr. Jonathan Caldwell, and I'll see you in the next video where we break down the next big medical myth. Stay sharp, stay informed, and remember, your health is your greatest asset. Don't trade it for a cheap bottle of synthetics.